Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy P Funk Thinking Right out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. I got a nice lesson today. We're gonna go into the mind of an enlightened person, aka Sage. Ooh, let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, yep, know thyself. See where we're going with this? So let's get there together. And I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. But you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows not and knows the person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about the mind of an enlightened person, aka sage. When a human being becomes what we call enlightened, they are considered to be sage. There is an awareness of infinite expansion mentally and a oneness with all things, aka God, the Supreme, and you become one with all things in conceptually and in your mind and your understanding. But this feeling, this understanding transcends the awareness of your physical body and your mind, even though these continue to exist even as waking or what we call lucid dream continues after one has awakened up mentally within your dream. That's called lucid dreaming. I do it all the time. That's being aware of you in the dream state while you're dreaming. And an enlightened person, aka sage, also sees what all things through third eye as part of him or herself, and therefore it ain't just a male thing, it's an equal opportunity thing for both male and female, and for no needs. So therefore, you once you reach this state of understanding and consciousness within yourself, you feel there's no need to what? Desire an object or the company of another person, and particularly to make you happy. My happiness, and nobody's happiness, it depends on things or even people. Happiness comes from within. I've been telling you that for the longest, and this is going to explain to you. Watch this. Now, on the other hand, an enlightened person does not feel a need to keep things, objects, okay, stuff, I call it, or persons around from themselves to be happy. I can do without all the physical stuff I got. Don't worry, why? I can't take it with me, so I don't feel attached to stuff, things, okay? Yeah, you make stuff important to yourself, and that's cool, but when you die, nobody give a damn about your stuff. I see enough people buy. That's the most morbid thing ever, to go through a dead person's stuff. Never liked that idea. So there is an indifference. You have a detachment. You have dispassion. You due to your what? Your inner contentment. I have peace with myself. I ain't got no problem being by myself. Okay, with myself. I love myself. So people who don't have that understanding will never reach the level of what? Contentment within themselves, or to be happy or at peace with themselves. They don't know themselves. This is true freedom. What? From the world as from the cycle of birth and death. We desire, we suffer because we desire, and if we continue to stay ignorant, we will continue to reincarnate. Why? Because we haven't learned life's most valuable lesson, which is to know thyself. And it's going to end up with that. That's the other lesson, excuse me, but I got you. But this is because what? There is no unconscious desires or illusions which will impel your mind to continue seeking what? Happiness and satisfaction from this physical realm or to relative existence. Your astral or your physical plane. That's all mental, okay? The physical body, yeah, but which are governed by what we call the triad of consciousness. There's no ignorance in the mind about what? Your true identity. So therefore, there is no physical desires that can make you want to do things that's not good. Okay, you got beyond that to be what? An individual seeking to fulfill his or her egoistic needs or experiencing the disappointments and the sorrow that come with that individual existence and doing what? Egoistically living through the pleasures and the greed and lust that you have as a human being, lower nature. All enlightened, there you go. Now, an enlightened sage, what? They live in what I call constant awareness or contentment or meditative state of mind, or my favorite, God conscious. That all levels of your mental experience, you keep in what? God first. In your waking state, about God. In your dream state, about God. In your dreamless state, it's all about God. Your conscious state, back to God. Your subconscious state, yeah, God. And your unconscious is also God. And there is nothing but ripples of vibration in the ocean of what we call pure consciousness. These are just all aspects of the one consciousness that's still run by God. They are wonderful displays of the multiplicity and the myriad of permutations of infinite possibilities. Whatever every individual can conceive, they can achieve. However, a sage realizes that they are what? They are fleeting and illusory, just like the dream. In your dream, you may hit the lottery, got rich, whatever, rich and famous. And it's good when you're in the dream. It feels, yeah. It's real. Until what? You wake up and realize it was just a dream. That's all mental. Everything in your mind is mental. The physical world distinguish the real from the dream state. Hello? So when you go into the astral plane, that's all mental. When you're in the dream state, it's all mental. When you're in conscious state, this mental and physical come together. That's the ultimate yin and yang. Spirit and matter come together as one. That's us. And so a sage, what does not allow attachment to things to grow in his or her mind, nor do they harbor the illusions about objects or people. Don't want to seem rude, but disrespectful. Don't give a damn. Really don't. Philosophically, mentally, I don't care about nothing but me and mine. Simple. That's normal. That's okay. But a sage is also the supreme witness of what? This life, this spectacle that we call life in the world. And having discovered oneself in the mental world, and now the reality that transcends it, you're living in a state of what? Awareness. You're conscious of all your actions and your words. You're a different type of person. Again, being anchored to what? To the reality. Not in the world. Nothing in the world can hurt them or add anything to their feeling of contentment. You can't change what's internal. External things can't change the internal. But if the internal is not on point, it'll never do it. Why? It needs to learn. That's what y'all don't understand. Life lessons are meant to be learned. I've just listened to about the dream state. Dreams sometimes are warning, but most dreams are what? Deja vu. When you dream something and then it happens, you swear because you had it in the mind. So when it actually happens, oh, I did this before. In your mind. It's called deja vu. Again, I can't help you if I define what you said happened. I got the definition to it, and then you don't want to agree with it because you think yours is better or different. No, that's what it is. Ain't no different. Again, wrap this up. This is going to be quick because I got another state I got to take it to, so I got a few more paragraphs. But write this one. As an aspirant, aka a right thinker, your task is to what? Gain control of what? Your mind. The most sophisticated machinery known to man, and it don't come with instructions, just instructors. Your job is to get the instruction, and then you use them, and you benefit from that, manifest your own through what? Instructions, lessons, life lessons. And by engaging in these various practices, yoga, outline here, with patience and perseverance. Those are two qualities that had to be learned. You can't know. You have to manifest patience by being able to wait your time, buy your time, and stick to what you believe is right with perseverance every day. I've been doing this now 6 years, going on 7 years, every day, every day. That's perseverance, okay? And I'm patient enough to wait when. It may go or it may not, but my patience is what? Waiting for the big hit, whatever, the viral, whatever they call it. But no, I just do what I do. But you must now move forward in your life on your quest for what? Self-discovery. They call it, that's the new name for it. To know thyself. That's the ancient way. Okay? To remember thyself, that's part of you doing things that bring back your memory of who you really was from your spirit aspect. I get that concept. Don't subscribe to it, but I understand it. Okay? I got my own philosophy. And self-discovery, knowing yourself. And only way this can happen is through what? Daily studying of the teachers, reflecting upon them, meditating on them, and then implementing them when? Constantly, aka daily, and meditating on them as often as possible. If you're not meditating, you're not communicating with God. I talk to God. I pray every day. Ignorance. If these practices that I'm trying to help you with are undertaken and mastered as outlined here and practice, you will eventually what? Be able to have control over your mind. And you will discover what? All the hidden inner realms within yourself that leads to discovery of who? The supreme self, your true identity, not your ego self that we fall in love with because that's who we identify with. You got to raise it. Again, consciousness is that 3 states. And that's this thing here that can go through phases. Woke, sleep, and deep sleep. Conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Those are the phases that the brain can go through. Those are different realms, different dimensions. The brain can do that. The body can't. It's only got one. The physical, that's it. Understand that. So when the mind and the body come together, the mind being builders does use what? The fire as tool for your construction of all things that's mental, but that of man only for the things of earth. That's material. If you're material, you are human. When you aspire to do and be better, you're spiritual. You stripped of its fire and awareness of your inner self when you're ignorant of yourself and you're listening and being led by your ego self. Now your mind is on earth things and cannot make things divine. Material things are not divine. Earthly things are not divine. For it is human in its dispensation. Anything that man makes is not divine. And such a soul, which is divine, why it's of God, and when from the body freed, if it has fought the fight, they call it good fight of piety, to what? To know God, and to go and to do wrong to no one such. Your piety to know God and to do no wrong to no one, meaning righteous living, selfless service in the physical form, such Your soul now becomes entirely your mind and become pure consciousness. That's God. Whereas the impious and the ignorant, egoistic soul who've been under the guidance of the ego remains in its own essence, which is conditioned and is chastised in bondage, slaved by its own self, leading itself to suffering to be its own doing. Again, you reap what you sow. When you suffer, it's because of things that you have done already, not what you suffer, not what no, it's what you have already done. You're irate. Your action means something done, and karma means you're getting the returns on your action. That's what karma means. The results of an action, be it good or bad, it's yours, and you can't get away from it. Make your karma good and be happy in life. Make your karma bad, and you'll have suffered throughout your life. Simple. Okay, I just philosophically, I learned that concept. We suffer because we desire. I desire nothing but what? More knowledge of self. That's what Solomon said. Ding, ding, ding. Hello. You should want more wisdom. Some people want more money, more money, more women, more stuff. No, I just want more knowledge. That's all. And I understand that. Now, as introduced earlier, this is an ancient proverb. Watch this one. I like this one here. Early consciousness expresses itself in three states: waking, conscious; dream, unconscious; and the deep sleep dream, subconscious. Why? The subconscious runs the body, so you don't have to worry about nothing. 90% is the body ran by the subconscious. The other 5% that you unconscious, other 5% that you conscious, that's 10%. I did lesson by times. I'm about to put that out. All right. But the study of these states is how you figure out the Trinity of God. Amen. Ra, Patel. Amun is hidden. Ra is visible. Patel is manifested. We're going to break that down for you right now. But it's the study of these states, mastering of them, and it keeps you, take you to a deeper mystical, give you a deeper mystical insight into the nature of your human existence, aka knowing yourself, the nature of God, and the nature of creation. Throughout the following study, we will follow the plan that was laid out in the hymns to Amun, who what? The hidden one. And that's based on the Trinity symbolism, what I just told you, Amen, Ra, Ptah. When you normally think of yourself, you point to the body and say, this is me. This is called body consciousness. You're conscious of the physical body. That's fine. I'm Elmer J. Fudd. What you do? I own a mansion and a yacht. Those are just egotistic mental concepts of the self, who you don't identify just by name and understanding, which is limited. However, how can you say this is me when your body is inseparable, related to the what? Elements of the earth. And these are related to the elements of the entire universe. We are what we call stardust, and we made up all the elements that make us human is in the universe. We already know that. But every human being, let me say it again, every human being is composed of the three personalities. Yours ain't no different. This is how the brain operates. And not just for the body and your ego self, of which most people are only aware of as far as they go. Once they get knowledge of their ego, they're good to go. Why? They don't care about nothing else. That's what makes them selfish. How is this possible? Easy. The lack of wisdom of yoga philosophy shows the way to reason this out. How? The understanding of this most important teaching will lead to what we call spiritual enlightenment. When you are awake, you refer to your physical body and say, this is the body, this is me, and this is me, my life, and so on. However, when you are asleep, how you identify yourself and the waking life is now tossed aside, put down, in favor of what? Your new personality in your what? Your dream state. You become a new problem, you're a new person, you got a new body, you got an entirely new world. How? Where did that come from? Further, when one is experiencing deep sleep, that's when you go commune with God, Amun, the hidden one. Okay, that's where he at. When you go there, You wake up so refreshed and feel so good. You don't always go there. Okay, that's reserved. And every now and then you get a glimpse of it to let you know. I tell you, when we go to sleep, we practicing for death of the physical body. Why? Because the mind will no longer like having a dream. It's just going to continue to run and run and run. We don't know. Wow, anybody told us about? That's just a concept. But the idea of it is when you go to sleep, you wake up. But thanks God, I woke up. Why some people don't wake up and they continue that loop, they will be there forever. Okay, if it's good, heaven. If it's bad, hell. Moving on. Real simple. But we like to make it other stuff. No, make it simple, stupid. Okay? In other words, when one is neither awake nor dreaming, there is another personality that manifests. What is it? It is oblivious to any form of experience. Why? Because this is the deep unconscious personality. The self, thyself, the hidden that's in you. He's there. You just got to go and find him. That's what they use the ocean concept. How deep can you go to find what's inside you? So therefore, there are three distinct personalities. In the next lesson of that, which every human being experiences on what? A daily basis. Which, yeah, and you wake, you go to sleep, you have dreams, you come back. But there is a awakening personality that you become conscious of your dream, or what they call your astral personality, which is the unconscious personality. So which one of these are you for real? The woke, the dream, or the deep dream? That's the question you have to answer for yourself. So when you wake up in the morning, after that sleeping and realizing or dreaming that you was a millionaire, you had all the money, you were the man, sleeping, and then you wake up, realize, man, it wasn't real, just a dream. But it felt real in your mind when it was happening. See? So, but when you go to sleep at night and the dream personality comes and takes over, okay, now you're saying the same thing about the waking personality. You don't know what's going on because you sleep. But right now you woke, so you think you in control. But 1/3 of your life is spent in that state. Why you think that is? Preparing. Like I said again. Let me wrap this up again. I appreciate you tuning in. I got some more for you. I'll be right back. But when you are dreaming, you believe. Again, if your dream is filled with belief, why would they build a belief system based on what? Belief. Because you don't know. And in the dream, that's the worst place to be. It ain't real. Why? If you believe the dream personality is real you, Scooby-Doo, rut roll. Why? You're going to have the rude awakening. Why? Only in your dreams are you who you think and believe you are with that ego mentality. Okay? So which is the real and which is the unreal you? I'll be back with the answer. If you don't have it now, I'll be back with some more. I got the answer for you too, trust me. And in closing, right then, because I got to go. But may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never let my right thinkers, who now is the lesson about, in the mind of an enlightened person, aka sage, who passed away. I'll be right back.